Hello guys, now that this corner is finally rebuilt, the post is there, the pop-up is adjusted. It's now time to work on the front of the camper. The two front corner had a pretty bad leak, as you can see, still wet, and it rained yesterday. The right corner might be a little less damaged, but nonetheless, I need to remove the bulkhead and look at every part where I suspect water have been get in. So I fix everything before building over it and keeping mold in the wall, which will be pretty dangerous for our health. So what I will do today is basically destroy all the front of the camper, because I need to see what it's inside these walls, under this bulkhead, under this sheet, if I can remove it, because I'm not sure if the aluminum is screwed on this thing. But anyway, I will make my way through everything, remove everything I can, or everything that is damaged. So let's jump to it right away.
Protect yourself and others, especially those with medical conditions and older adults. Wash your hands often. Avoid touching your face.
Got a problem here because this bulkhead has been built before the wall, so I kind of having a problem removing everything. And this plywood, believe I've been screwed. No, I got screwed in front, so I might be able to remove this one, but I will see. But that's why I have trouble, and I use the grinder to cut the screws, because they're not screwed straight. They're screws. They screwed them before installing the wall, so that's why it's so painful to remove everything. It's because everything has been built from the bottom to the top, instead of building the shell, or not the shell but the frame, and building everything on the frame. They just start at the bottom and build everything going up, which is not a good way to build something, but I have to live with it now. So I'm continuing to disabling this thing. So quick update here guys, I need to remove it piece by piece, like that, cut it, because there's so many screws in there from the plywood, from this piece. So I need to be careful, because I'm ruining all my blades, hitting the screws. So it's a very long process, and as you can see, the wall is wet at least until here. So I need to get under this thing so I can see. I believe we can see the aluminum here, so this piece must not be very thick. But again, I need to be very careful not to hit the aluminum with my bar, with my hammer, or with my saw, because I will have big scars of saw on the other side that I will have to fix. And I don't want to do that, because the aluminum is one piece outside in the front and is in perfect condition, so I don't want to ruin it. So that was just a quick update to tell you that I have to break the wood in a way to remove it. I made a stand to hold the front of the camper, so now I can proceed and remove the two plywood inside on both sides and reinforce it with better stuff. Okay, so here, even if it look bad, it's still in good condition. So even here it's pretty solid. So I will cut this piece here. Even the plywood here, it's pretty solid, even if it doesn't look like that. This stuff is gone, obviously, but the piece on top is also in pretty good condition, considering the amount of water that I got in this corner. Yeah, completely remove the front or the lower section of the front. I'm at the aluminium now. As I mentioned earlier, I got through right here. It's the only place, but I will have to fix it from outside, put a bit of silicone on it so the water don't get in, but also because it's the same color of the aluminium, so it won't show. I just prep this side. I remove all the glued plywood that was there. As I mentioned earlier, I will put a 3/4 inch thick plywood instead of the 1/2 inch it was there before, so it will give some stiffness to the front of the camper. So see, okay, so for here I bought some 1/4 inch aspenite, so I will be able to make a patch here. I will get the same thickness as this. I will glue it with just silicone as I did for the corner. It would be enough, but before doing it, I will let it dry a bit because it's still a little wet here. So I will work on this tomorrow. It will be dried, and gluing it on the piece of wood will be more effective. Here we go, guys. I got one side done. I will let these boards there until the glue is completely cured, and I will jump on the left side, starting to remove this plywood sheet now that the one on the right is solid. So after I will reinstall the new plywood, I will start rebuilding the front section there. So stay tuned. I'm finally done cleaning up the front left corner. It was a big mess. I guess they used more glue to stick it around here, since it's not as strong as the other side because of the hole ventilation for the fridge. So I had a lot of work removing all the stick plywood on this section. Here it went well, but it looked pretty much like the other side. All the siding plywood was completely gone, but the side, even if they're very wet, not at this time, but they been very wet, it's still pretty strong wood, so I will be able to keep it, as well as the corner. But the same as the other one, I will let it dry before closing the corner, so I don't have any moisture problem in the future. So this corner is ready to rebuild. I clean it up. I remove all the bad wood. The corner, even if it looked bad, it's still in good condition, good enough so I can build on it. And the reason why I want to keep this piece is because all the aluminum outside is screwed to it. So if I unscrew the aluminum under, or that's holding by this piece, everything will break up and I will have to rebuild the entire front section, which I don't want to. But I tested and it's still pretty strong. Even if it looked bad, it's because of the discoloration, because it got wet so many times and for a very long period. But now everything is sealed outside. When the roof is down, there's no water at all that can get in. So now that both corners, the front right and the front left, are done, I will let the glue cure for the week. Next weekend I will work on the front section, or the two corners on the front section, as well as rebuilding the bottom of this thing there. After that I will be able to start building new stuff like the counter and stuff like that, instead of just repairing things.